I don't think any other creature on Earth has laughter. Human beings are the only ones that have this very unique phenomena of laughter. And when you really sit down and think about what laughter is, I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense. You know what? It's very uncontrollable. You can't really force laughter, and it's I don't know. It's like it's very situational. It's very circumstantial. Like it has to happen from a sense of novelty in the moment. Um, I've tried to like analyze what humor is before, just like meditate on what humor is and what laughter is, and I really can't figure it out. It's like ever evolving, you know. I guess the basis is like we kind of described. It kind of cuts through the seriousness, that identity structure, if you want to go back to that. I feel as though it
Hmm.
cuts through that, like the monkey mind. It cuts through that animalistic mind. Maybe that's why animals can't laugh because they're stuck at that level, and that's what makes humans special. Is we can kind of like see that yeah we're humans, but we see through that illusionary animalisticness and the kind of absurdity of it all. And when we get that, depending on upon the circumstance and the joke, it's like that's what laughter is. We see through the veil, you know, we pierce the veil. I don't know. It's quite peculiar. Like, how would you describe humor to someone that doesn't know any better? Maybe like an alien. They're like, why do you humans laugh? What is
Well,
this laughter?
it was funny. I did in college. I wrote a paper about finding a pure philosophy of humor,
Oh, okay.
and the thing that I pointed out was that it's basically impossible because
Oh,
whenever you come up with a set of rules that says, okay, this is what humor is, you could create something that meets all of the requirements and not be funny.
hmm.
And if it's not funny, is it really humor? And then I also pointed out that you could have something that's completely opposite of what they is expected and that isn't humorous, and that's even funnier. So really trying to pinpoint what's funny, you kind of you lose track. It's like the Tao. I mean, you're
Yeah, yeah.
as soon as you think you understand it, it's gone. You don't understand it. And I think humor is very much that same way. It's like trying to find a definition of what is beauty.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what's beautiful to one is not the same to others. And, it's like you could see a picture of a beautiful woman. It's like, oh, she's very pretty. And then you find out, oh, by the way, she was the girlfriend to Adolf Hitler, and she supported the murder of 6 million people in concentration camps. It's like, oh, okay, was she still beautiful? You know what I mean? Um, so it's sort of this very ethereal. It's like as soon as you think you know what it is, it's gone, and then things for a time could be funny, and then it's not funny, and I mean it's just constantly changing. So
Yeah,
really trying to say this is what's funny, I think
yeah,
it's to a large degree it's very pointless.
yeah. There's no equation. There's no equation to
Yeah,
humor.
because as soon as you find out as soon as you say, okay, this is what's funny, then it's like I tell people you can go through and you can diagram a joke and explain what was it that's funny, um, and as soon as you do, it's no longer funny.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Oh, that's good. It's ever evolving.
one of my favorite quotes. Let's see if I remember this. This is the problem with analyzing jokes is that it's like dissecting a frog. Uh, in the end, the patient dies. You know.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. And I feel as though personally, it's ever evolving, but life is just getting funnier as we have the advent of AI and the internet and the technology that's granting us these new possibilities. The humor, to me personally speaking, is ever increasing. As the novelty increases, it seems like it just gets funnier and funnier and more ludicrous every day that goes by. That's just me personally.
Oh, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, you kind of have to laugh, you know. You kind of like. This, that's the only option at this point. It's like you have to
Oh
laugh at some
yeah.
of the things. Oh
Oh,
man,
absolutely.
I like to think that um, God, if you even want to conceptualize God, he's some kind of grand comedian. Always keeps you on your toes, and he is the best comedian of all time. And sometimes his humor is very dark. Sometimes it's very questionable. But I think with a keen eye, one can see the joke in it all, even in the midst of the darkness, and see the light of the joke. Um, yeah, that's what I try to keep that in my point of view in the world. Like I try to find the joke and where we're taking it a little too serious. And easier said than done. I know that obviously there's a lot of perceived darkness in our world, but I don't know. I feel like the in the scheme of it all, it's some kind of grand joke, and it's up to us to get the punchline, to be able to see through and get the punchline. And when we get the punchline, I feel like yeah, life just becomes more enjoyable. You know, like you have to be keen enough, mindful enough, be able to be present so you don't get caught in the phenomena, the setup of the joke. You don't just get caught in the setup, and you can able to see through it, you're able to, like,
Yeah.
if you're not aware enough, you're not going to see the punchline, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well, I think a big part of that is the fact that most of us try to live lives that are an illusion.
Yeah.
That we're constantly thinking about the past, and we're trying to fix and correct the past, and then we're giving up things now for our future that may or may not come. And so what we end up doing is the most important part of our life is what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
As I like to point out, I'm one of my favorite videos I've ever done is when I say today is the most important day of your life, because today's the only day you could do anything with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true every single day you wake up. It's like, this is it. This is the only time. This is it. This is the only day I got. Is this one?
Right.
And sure, you could do things that make your future days better. Sure, but at the same time, when we're focused so much on the past and hung up on the past and all, it's really absurd.
Mm-hmm.
It's really really absurd what we do to ourselves. It's
Yeah.
like, just forget all that stuff and just enjoy now. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing. Enjoy who you're with. Enjoy just just appreciate the fact that you're here at all. It's pretty amazing.
Exactly. It's that simple. It really is that simple. There's plenty of life coaches out there that may give you an antidote to, like, how you got to be happy in life and find peace, and this is what you got to do. But when it really comes down to it, here and now, man, this is it. Just take it in, right here, right now. This is some kind of beautiful, miraculous moment. And yeah, like you said, it doesn't mean we negate the future per se. It doesn't mean we just sit on the couch and eat Cheetos all day. But even in the future, when you do reach that point, it's gonna be here and now. It's gonna be the ever present moment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know if that made any sense, but it's always here and now. That's
Yeah,
it.
you're always here now.
Yeah.
You may be hung up and be thinking that something that happened to you 20 years ago is more important about thinking about, um, but it's not.
No.
It's gone. It's done and gone. It's over with. There's nothing you do to change whatever it was that happened to you, as horrible as it might have been. Look, you're here now. You have now. What are you doing with it?
That's
You're going to
it.
continue to punish yourself over something that happened years and years ago?
Yeah.
Why?
Hmm.
Silly.
It is silly. It is. Hmm.